I have found chain hot waxing so advantageous that even when flying to other countries, I do carry a minimal waxing kit in my luggage. In a moment, we'll take a close look at it. Let us know where you have questions or disagree. In the end, despite some general guidelines, each of us develops a personal touch to chain waxing with time. The more we share, the further the chain waxing goes. In another video, I plan to address the feedback and other frequently asked questions. Meanwhile, the toolkit. First, the chain itself, which has already been properly waxed long ago and now needs just a re-wax. The quick link, a tiny part that makes the waxing so much easier, takes the re-waxing together with the chain. The hanger, also known as a swisher tool, handmade from a metal coat hanger or another piece of wire, hugely helpful. A digital thermometer. I bought this cheapest one for a couple of bucks once. On Amazon, however, they're tremendously overpriced right now. A piece of rack. I have an old sock for it here. A stove. Yes, a slow cooker is better, but we are talking about a minimal travel toolkit, not a home one. A pot. For a travel kit, the lighter, the smaller and the cheaper, the better. This is a 16-inch one, filled with a wax mixture of your choice, of course. Half a pound of wax here. You may or may not need to wipe the chain with a rag. This chain would be fine without it, but a less rust-protected chain after a wet use, for example, could stain this rag like this. My favorite step, alignment. Arranging the chain as close to a solid rectangle helps in further steps. Your exact optimal alignment depends on the length of your chain. My chains fold nicely into 8 rows, with the first 2 rows being a bit longer and making this little overhang. Now you are tempted to start threading the chain with a hanger. But wait! Thread the quick link first. It stays more secure from falling into melted wax if you keep it at this side of the swisher. Each row must end at the top with the outer plated link. These links are much wider and easier to thread. Avoid threading the narrow inner plated links. Now, the gravity helps to keep the optimal alignment. The chain is set. Fire the stove. You may use the larger burner on a gas one. Just keep it on the lowest heat possible to prevent overheating. It takes around 20 minutes to melt my portion of wax in this light pot with thin walls. To save a bit of time though, you might place the threaded chain on top and close the lid. At some point you find the chain completely submerged, but a piece of solid wax might still be around. I normally start smooth agitating at this point already, bringing all the dark anti-friction powder from the bottom of the pot. As wax fills the chain, we see the air bubbles coming to the surface. It's time to start temperature control. Most manuals suggest reaching 200 Fahrenheit or 92 Celsius before extraction. Keep agitating the chain to keep the temperature even. When the temperature is almost there, you may keep the thermometer tip away from the metal, but in contact just with the wax itself. This adds precision. Once you reach 200, smoothly agitate the chain one final time and extract it, allowing the excess of melted wax to drip back into the pot. Often, there are some shelves around the stove where you can hang the chain to drip. However, not a single shelf edge was suitable enough in this apartment, so I had to find another support for the hanger. With both hands free, I like to make some fine adjustments and keep the quick link halves apart. This helps reduce the excess of wax. Done! Just a bit of time now to let the wax cool and harden. Meanwhile, let me remind you to freely share all your questions, doubts, disagreements, rants, whatever, and I'll try to address them where possible.